Guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a long time since we've talked watches, and that's exactly what's going to happen, rebooting the channel a wee bit. So we'll be talking watches, maybe pens. Comment below and let me know. Comment down there, yes. And so let's kick things off. The world has changed drastically. We're all stuck at home thanks to the pandemic. I hope everyone is safe and isolating and doing the right thing by wearing masks. And we're thanks to Instagram and the whole explosion of watches, things have gotten crazy. That's going to be a future video though. Maybe not, but why not tackle it slightly in this, well, first clip essentially. So why don't we talk about this watch? So my collection has of course progressed over the years. There are new additions, and we will get to talk about them at some point down the road. But here we go. It's this beast. People are going crazy for this. Why? I have no idea. I absolutely have no idea. Well, okay, let's take a step back and cover potential reasons, right? It's a steel Rolex. It's highly desirable because it's a steel Rolex. No, it's because Instagram has blown up and blown these watches completely out of proportion. That's not to say that these are nice watches, right? They are certainly. In fact, I took off a couple of my more recent purchases and switched over to this, simply just to see whether all this hype is really true. Because to be honest, I don't wear this one that much. It's one that sits in my collection, but I've kept this because this is the GMT Rolex, in the sense that this is my general travel piece to a certain degree. But when I say GMT, more less than in terms of the function, it's more about the GMT movement. And what I mean by that is that the movement within this piece is a really special movement, in the sense that you can move the hour hand essentially forwards and backwards across midnight, across any time essentially, and you won't damage the watch. And therefore it's a really interesting moment in that aspect, whereas any regular timepiece where it's you should not essentially try to set the time during 8 p.m. and 2 a.m. because it's during that time that it tensions the date mechanism essentially, right? So that's a pretty unique aspect of the watch. And of course I really like the ceramic bezel. I mean, that really sets this watch apart, because it and its proportions as well. That's the other thing. So when I have this on my wrist, so let's take a look. You'll see that, whoops, dropped it there. Things are sliding around. So you can see how when it sits on my wrist, it's very flat. The lugs do not overhang. So that's like the most it goes on that side, and the most gets to the side. So it's very balanced, and the weight of the bracelet causes it to be a very balanced watch all around. I won't say very, but generally, because I have some other pieces that are better balanced. But still, having now worn this for the better part of about 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks, I would say it's just been comfortable. It's been on the wrist. I've totally, generally forgotten about it. I'm not babying it, but then again, I'm not going around anywhere, right? I mean, my last greatest trip was from here to the kitchen sink and back. And yeah, it's generally a great watch. But back to the crazy situation we're at. So I bought this for a very low price, bit more than I probably should have, but at the time I could have got it for a bit low. But still, I can easily sell this for, let me see, somewhere around, at least 3 to 4 times more, essentially. I mean, and there are people asking me whether I'm going to sell this, but so far I've been hesitant. Why? Because it's the only steel Rolex I have in the collection, and it's a watch that I've sold and bought and sold and bought so many times. To be honest, I think it just needs to stay in the collection. So it's one of those pieces, you know. Yeah. Because put it this way, if I were to sell it and get seller's remorse, replacing it is going to be a terribly, terribly expensive option. Number one. Number two, there's no way I can find one in this condition. But look at this. This is from, I bought it brand new, left in the safe, and in fact just removed some of the stickers even. And so it's like the watch head has 0 scratches. Any scuffs, if at all, or something like on the second or third link, and maybe a few minor scuffs here, but basically they are impossible to see like this. You take a loop to it, and then you'll see them. But even on video here, you're going to have a bit of a tough time spotting scratches and stuff. And I even removed the sticker at the back once I put it back on. And yeah, and that's all she wrote essentially. But so what has happened? So why restart the channel, or what prompted me to? It's just that I finally got my workstation organized in a manner more conducive to making YouTube videos, and consistently, and making sure the audio quality is on par, and the video as well. So previously it was always a bit of a jumble between audio video. Maintaining consistency was terrible, and it's something that I guess not many people realize how hard it is to make quality video content. And I think the level that YouTube is at today, everybody demands that top tier level of production. So I'm just going to, so I basically upgraded all my, the whole bunch of equipment. So now I've got a Sony A7R III that's recording this view. Where's my hand? Trying to get onto the 4K camera. This view, if you're watching over there. And the overhead camera is Canon 80D, which is pretty decent. And they're all routed into OBS, and I'm recording both streams at the same time on an Intel 11th generation 11700K box essentially. So that's that part. And then I also added to the collection, well, the tech collection at least, this fellow. And if anybody recognizes it, it's the Sennheiser EWG4, which is used by Dave on EEV blog, and he says it's fabulous, and trust me, it sounds really good. And if at all, if there's any issues with the sound, it's just that I will be post-processing it because my air conditioner makes a little bit of a rumble in the background. And yeah, that's so far for that. And yeah, so the scene with watches have gotten obscenely crazy. Instagram has blown things completely out of proportion. Unfortunately, brands like Audemars Piguet are to blame as well. And what do I mean by that? It's because they've for a long time been chasing the whole ambassador concept. Omega has been done it as well, but in the past it was still fairly discreet. Like Omega had Cindy Crawford, but nobody lost their brains over it. Whereas now we have Audemars Piguet teaming up with the Avengers crowd and doing crazy things like, yeah, I'm to be honest, I'm not one of those people who's impressed at all by the Black Panther watch. I mean, sure, it's great engraving. It's just basically engraving skills, and to be honest, all the high-end manufacturers can engrave the Black Panther. It's not like only Audemars Piguet can do it. But what they've done is it's just the marketing part, right? And Instagram, throwing out, making sure that celebrities in various segments wear that watch, drive the drum roll of advertisements and news, media, etc. And that's about it. So they basically beat Instagram and everybody, or those followers, put it that way, into a frenzy, into such a point that now I'm not sure the other collectors who are really into the hobby for what the hobby is, rather than for the group that just buys a watch and sells a watch and flips a watch, right? Now, for example, we have that group that came on recently. What is it called? The something gentleman. What is it called? Is it? Hold on, hang on. I need to find this. Yeah, Timepiece Gentleman. I think that's what it was called. And they came onto the scene, and pretty soon that channel was pretty interesting at the start. Where they were visiting shows and showing the kind of pieces they would buy and stuff. But then pretty soon it just became obvious. It's just they have no love for watches, right? They have zero interest. It's just a money pump game. That's about it. So, but yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure what others think about this, but honestly, I feel that the watch collecting game it shouldn't be a game, right? It should be something you can sit back and relax and enjoy. You should be able to basically buy any piece you want to buy at any time when you have the cash. You shouldn't have to be made to jump through hoops. And what's happened now is that it's not so much whether you have the money or not. It's who you are, who you're connected to. If you are well known to the brands, etc., etc., which it's just a class system. And now what's happening is the watch you wear is kind of indicative of where you stand socially, which I guess to an extent it's been that way in the past as well, but not so much. Like, for example, James Gandolfini in Sopranos, he was a mobster guy, right? But he wore a Rolex Day-Date. You have the likes of Che Guevara wearing, I think he had the Submariner, right? Yeah. Etc., etc. And they were tool watches, treated as such as well. And we've totally lost the plot on what a tool watch is, and now it's all luxurious and bling bling, etc. But yeah. Those are my thoughts. In any case, this is still a lovely watch. Yeah, and also another important point. This has got the trip lock crown. This is the only watch in my collection right now that has a trip lock. All it means is that if you want to go to the pool or jump into the sea, this has far better waterproofing as a result of the gasket that's there, and the I think there are two gaskets actually. And when you tighten this down, you're pretty sure this is not going to have any issues. So I'd rather jump in a pool with this than with, say, the Day-Date, because that's a twin lock, and I mean that's also fine, but just this is the added beefiness. Yeah, and let's give this a whirl. Oh, it doesn't. Yeah, it's so smooth. It doesn't even. It turns and it doesn't make such a big clicking sound. It's just buttery smooth. Yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys have so far enjoyed the upgraded quality in video and audio. Please comment in the comment section below and just let me know your thoughts on what you'd like to see moving forwards. So what I plan to do is over the next few days create these videos on the other pieces in my collection. So I haven't given you any information about this watch further than it's a GMT2 ceramic, because everybody out there know what this is. And if you look at my channel, I've done a full review of this in the past, a long time ago. It may have not been this particular piece, but it was definitely one of the previous ones that I owned. This one I got in 2018, and yeah, this is probably going to go back into the safe. Yeah, I'm not sure for how long. Yeah, I might exercise more regularly now that it's grown on me again. Yeah, that I must say. Yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.